Today's introduction to Civilization 7 covers everything you need to know about army and fleet commanders. If you enjoy tutorials like this, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more. Let me know in the comments down below what you want me to introduce you to next in Civilization 7, and without further ado, let's talk about army and fleet commanders. In Civilization 7, army commanders like this one right here revolutionize the way we move units around the map and the way we fight in combat. So I want to make sure you have a basic knowledge of how they work so you can have a little more fun in your Civilization games. Because we are playing Rome as our civilization, our army commanders are called the legatus, but they function the same as ordinary army commanders, so we're going to use them for the purpose of this tutorial. Army commanders are unlocked at discipline in the civics tree, so you're going to spend some culture early on to unlock discipline. I've been going here first in almost all my games, because when you get to this army commander, they are very powerful, and this first one is free. Getting your first army commander right away is very helpful because it will help you move your early units around the map more quickly, which is nice to respond to barbarian invasions. They also will start accumulating promotions. We'll talk about these in a moment, but you can see that my army commander here has accumulated some promotions. It's easier to accumulate promotions when you exist on the map, so getting one early is a good bunch of fun and a good little tip for you. For the purpose of this demonstration, we have two army commanders. We have one over here and one down here. Now you might be saying, hey VB, I got that first one for free, how do I acquire more? Easy peasy, they get built like everything else. So you come into your cities, you can build them with production just like anything else. This next one is going to cost 17, so they scale the more you have, the more expensive it's going to be. You can come in and purchase it as well. We'll view hidden because we're poor and can't afford it, but if you come down here, it's 720 gold for our third army commander. There are a few reasons why you want multiple. I would recommend getting at least 2 in the Antiquity Age. I've never had more than 4 though, so 2 is a good number to kind of hit. Each of them can carry around more units, so you can see that this army commander is carrying around some units, so more units can move around to different areas of the map more quickly. Army commanders are also one of the very few things that survive the age transition, and so all your commanders and all their promotions will survive into the subsequent ages, so getting more of them earlier on in the game when they can accumulate more promotions makes them more helpful later in the game. Each army commander is going to start with 4 slots to hold units. So this commander right here is 4 empty slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. This commander over here has 4 full slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will see that 2 of these slots are locked. If you would like to unlock these 2, you can do that by kind of using your improvement points to come down here and unlock the regiments promotion in the logistics tree. It will unlock those 2 unit slots. The units inside your commanders mostly have to be military units. For my experimentation, you are allowed to hold 1 support unit. So if you like to put a settler in here and have it move around the map faster, that is possible. But the majority of the units in here, all but 1 slot, need to be filled with military units. Let's talk first about the movement of the army commander and how we pack and unpack units. So when we pack units in, if we want to move this legion into this army commander, it's pretty simple. When you are performing an intake, so the unit outside the commander is trying to get inside the commander, the outside unit needs to have movement available. You'll see right now that this legion has 2 movement down here. I'm going to move it onto the horse so it still has 1 movement remaining. You'll see that I can click the add to army button and add it to my commander. The commander also has movement though, so let's use all of its movement. It has no more movement, 0 out of 2. You'll see that I can still add the unit to the commander because it's the unit going in that needs the movement. So we'll click this button here and boom, this unit is now inside the commander. When you're taking units out of the commander, it's kind of the opposite. And so your commander is the one that needs the movement. It doesn't actually take any of the movement, it just needs some available. So if I want to move this ballista out of the commander here, I can click on the ballista. I can click the unpack button. It will give me the list of eligible tiles, and I'll just click one like this. You'll see that I haven't used all of my movement, right? I still had 1 out of 3 before, I have 1 out of 3 now, but I needed it available. If I move this commander over here and I've used all of its movement, it now has 0, I can no longer unpack any of these units. The button won't work. So on the intake, it's the unit going in that needs movement. When you're taking units out, it's the commander that needs the movement. The next question you might have is, VB, you said that these things revolutionized movement. Why is that? Well, once a commander has a unit packed into it, it gains more movement. So you can see here that this army commander has 2 movement and this unit has 2 movement. So other than being able to kind of put units in and move them in one click, we aren't actually gaining any movement efficiency. We've just lost some of the micromanaging. Still good, but you would be wrong because once we take this unit here and we intake it into the commander, it will end up with 3 movement instead of 2. You can see now the commander has 3 movement, so once a commander is full with a unit, not even full with all of them, just has any unit inside of it, it will gain movement, which makes it a really reliable way even just to move 1 unit around the map more quickly. Let's talk about how they are used in combat though, because I think it's a little bit instructive. This white line here is the command radius. So any unit inside this command radius is going to get the bonuses from that commander. Those bonuses are found in the promotion tree. So you'll see here this bonus, +2 combat strength for infantry units within the command radius when attacking. Right? So here's an infantry unit. It's within the command radius. If I were to use it to attack and have this little, bar come up, you will see it gains 2 from the determined ability bonus because it's an infantry unit, it's attacking, and it's within the command radius. I can't go through each and every promotion, but that's how they work. If it specifies the command radius, that is the radius around the commander in the white line. When you are unpacking units to attack, you can also just click the deploy stacked units. You don't have to do it one at a time. So we're just going to click them here because we want to attack Chichen Itza. You can see it deployed all 4 very quickly. The game does a pretty good job of making sure all of your infantry and cavalry units, the ones you want in the front lines, indeed go in front, and that your siege and ranged units kind of stay in the back. So it's pretty good. I'd say 90% of the time it does it how I would do it. I still like to unpack 1 unit at a time just to make sure, but you can kind of just deploy them all at once if you like. In Civilization 7, your units are far more disposable. They do not upgrade themselves. Any experience gained by these units is given to the commander. The commander experience is a little bit janky and we're still learning a lot, but here's what I can tell you in this video. When a unit attacks or defends, so attacking refers to taking the unit and launching an attack. Defending is just when the unit gets attacked. This is a difference, though, that applies to these bonuses. Remember, here we get this +2 combat strength when we're attacking. We would not get that +2 if an enemy attacked us because we're defending. Because these units are in the combat radius, if I attacked or defended with these units, the commander would gain the experience. If I attacked with this archer, though, it's way outside the command radius, way far away from this commander. This commander would not get any experience until I moved the archer within the radius to launch the attack. There is a little bit of wonkiness on the margins, though. I definitely have had some cases where an attack or a defense from 2 tiles away still gave the commander experience. I found that happens more with fleet commanders, so I'm not sure if it's a bug or intentional, but I found that happens, so if you see it happen, that is why. If you also disperse a barbarian encampment, one of these independent powers, if you were to disperse them within 2 tiles of a commander, it will also gain the experience from that dispersal if it's more than 2 tiles away, or more than 1 tile away, sorry. So let's test that out. I'm going to attack like a normal civilization. I'm going to take my unit here. I'm going to attack Chichen Itza. It's doing all the calculations and all the things. I'm going to get a major victory. Huzzah! You'll see that the commander gains the experience, though. +4 experience for the commander, not +4 experience for the unit. This makes your units a little bit more disposable. If your units die, you do not lose the promotions because they are given to your commander. The commanders are also very powerful, so you want to keep them alive. The commander has its own health bar. It can be attacked. If your commander is killed in combat, it goes on a cooldown for a number of turns. After around 15 turns or so, in my experience, it will respawn in your capital and you can reuse it again. So these commanders never get fully eliminated, but they can be killed in combat, which means you lose your ability to move the units around the map, and you lose kind of the command radius bonus, and you lose the ability to gain experience because experience can only be gained by a commander. I'm going to try and bait them into attacking a unit here, though, to see if I can show off the commander gaining experience for a defense. So let's see what happens if I shift enter here. They did not attack. Oh well. Another way commanders are very powerful is they have abilities at the bottom that you can use your movement to gain a special military ability. It's very common in Civ games that you want all your units to attack the same tile. So I could click each of these units individually and click this tile and we could all attack it. Or I could use this coordinated attack. Order all infantry units, which are these, within command radius, these 3 are, these 4 are as a matter of fact, to attack a specified target. All units have +2 combat strength. So not only is this attack more quick and less clicks, I'm going to gain 2 combat strength for doing it. So I can click this button, coordinate attack on the city center. Now, it will only take the eligible units that can attack. So there's 4 infantry units, but only 3 of them, these 3 right here, can attack this center tile. This one's too far away, so it's not going to work. If I were to coordinate the attack on this tile, only this one would be able to attack it. So only one of them would attack, not all 4. Right? So you still need to have the unit be able to attack the tile. If I attacked individually and then use the commander ability, only the other 2. So it's any unit that's not attacked, that's within the command radius can make this work. So we're going to do that. You'll notice nothing's going to happen with the siege unit over here, though, because it's not an infantry unit. So if we click this and we click coordinated attack, all 3 of these are going to attack in 1 click and gain an extra 2 combat strength for doing so. I can't go over all of these abilities for all the commanders in the game, but just know that that's how they work. You can see them down here. If you have some units that can attack or perform other actions like ranged unit fire or pillaging or whatever it is, make sure you check out some of these abilities here to get some extra combat strength and do things a little more quickly. If you ever get stuck and want to retreat from the battlefield, I just want to show you the intake button. You can click the intake button. It will gather all your units so you can just run away. It'll only take 4 though, and we have 5 units, so you got to run the trebuchet back by itself. Again, you can do this manually, but I just wanted to show you the kind of intake all units option. This can have really cool implications in a fight. Again, I can't show you every example, but let's say I had these units here. Let's use our imagination. They're being attacked. They all have yellow health bars. I'm worried about losing some of these units. Well, you can kind of mix and match what you want to do here. Let's say, you know, this guy here, he's really scary. I don't want this guy to die. So I'm going to pack him inside the commander. I'm going to move this unit here so that this unit is still stuck, but now he's attacking a full health unit. Then I'm a little bit worried about this guy right here. So I want to move him inside of the commander, but this one is fine because he's on top of the commander. So I want to get an attack in on Chichen I don't think he's going to be able to attack back and kill this unit. I kept all my other units safe, so we'll attack with him. And then I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. This is interesting. Maybe I want to get the ballista in here. Maybe I want to move the ballista into this. Like, you can mix and match a little bit how you want to move in and out of the commander and attack with your units. You'll have to experiment for yourself, but just know it's not all one or all the other. You don't either, you know, intake them all or attack with them all. You can mix and match what you want to do. Just watch the movement to make sure you've kept enough for everything. I have moved to the modern age to show off what happens when you use an army commander a lot and get a lot of promotions throughout the game. If you come to this promote screen, you will see I have a commendation. These commendations happen anytime you make it down to the end of one of these trees, either Bastion, Assault, Logistics, Maneuver, or Leadership. So once you get to the end, you will unlock one of these commendations. In this example, I have every single upgrade in the Assault path, but you only need 4. You can go down just the right side or just the left side. So if you use 1, 2, 3, 4 points and make it to the end of any one of these trees, you will get a commendation. It does not cost an additional point. So once you get to the end, you will get this commendation for free. You don't then got to save up for a commendation point. And these are 5 additional powerful abilities that you can use. I've chosen this one, which gives 5 combat strength to land units within that command radius, that white command radius. My favorite, though, is that you can double the command radius range and make it much bigger, which is really fun. So just know that these commendations at the bottom are really powerful, and that's kind of what you're getting when you keep your army commander fighting throughout a game. The same is true with fleet commanders. They will sail the 7 seas and they will act like an army commander for your ships. Let's hop into the exploration age and take a look at those. But if we come to this promote tree here, you will see they have their own categories. And once we get to the end, this is a great example. You know, I haven't got every bombardment promo, just 3 of them, and got to the end. And I've unlocked one of the commendations. In the exploration age, you are going to unlock the ability to use fleet commanders. Just think of them as army commanders on the water. We have our naval units. We've moved them in and out. Same rules apply. They have their own unique abilities down at the bottom. They have their own promotion tree. If I want to do some attacking, we'll kind of unlock them here. You know what I mean? They work exactly the same, but just so the fleet commanders work on the water with your naval units, your army commanders work on the land with your land unit. If you don't see any naval commanders early on, it's because they only unlock in the Middle Age, the Exploration Age, so you're not going to see them in the Antiquity Age. In the Exploration Age, your ability to unlock fleet commanders happens here at Astronomy, so really quickly early on, just like Discipline in the Antiquity Age, you can get to your fleet commanders very quickly if you would like. There are still more modern age commander units to cover and more of a deep dive we could do, but this should get you going in your games of Civilization 7. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you'd like me to cover next. Please hit that subscribe button and that like button if you had a good time and don't want to miss the rest of the videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have fun taking one more turn in Civ 7. I'll see you in the next one.